There are moments when a person runs away from greatness, and yet greatness runs after him. And this week's Parshas Beha'aloscha, HaKadosh Baruch Hu commands Moshe Rabbeinu, Esfali Shivim Ish Miziknei Yisrael, gather for me 70 men from Ziknei Yisrael. Moshe Rabbeinu faced a difficult dilemma. Klal Yisrael consisted of 12 Shvatim. If he would choose 6 men from each Shevet, he would have 72 candidates. And if he would choose only 5 from each Shevet, he would have only 60. So how he could get to the exact number of 70? So what Moshe Rabbeinu did, he did a raffle. He selected 6 men from each Shevet, totaling 72 candidates. He then prepared 72 slips. On 70 of them, he wrote the word Zekeinim. And on 2 slips, he left blank. Whoever drew a slip marked Zekeinim was chosen to be among the 70 Zekeinim. And those who received a blank slip understood that HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want them for this position. At this point, 2 remarkable individuals enter the story, Eldad and Medad. The Gemara in Masechah Sanhedrin brings several opinions of what happened with Eldad and Medad. According to Rab Shimon, Eldad and Medad never even wanted to participate in this goyrel, this raffle. And Rashi explains that they were concerned that maybe they will receive a slip that's marked Zekeinim, and they genuinely felt that they are not worthy for this greatness. And when HaKadosh Baruch Hu instructed Moshe to gather 70 Zekeinim and bring them all to Oil Moed, Eldad and Medad said, out of profound humility, we are not worthy for such greatness. They did not seek honor. They did not pursue authority. They did not view themselves deserving to stand among the Gedolei Yisrael. And then something extraordinary happened. HaKadosh Baruch Hu declared, Hoil umiyadatem es atzmechem, harini moisiv gdulo al gdulaschem. Since you diminished yourselves, I will add greatness upon your greatness. You humbled yourself, then you receive a level of greatness that no one else will get. And what was that greatness? The 70 Zekeinim all got Nevuah, but only once. Eldad and Medad, however, were different. Yisnabu v'lei posku. They got Nevuah that remained with them for the rest of their lives. And what exactly was that Nevuah that they got? Chazal bring several opinions. One, Moshe meis v'Yeshua machlis es Yisrael la'aretz. Meaning Moshe will pass away, and Yeshua will bring Klal Yisrael into Eretz Yisrael. Another pshat, the Nevuah was regarding the Slav that will be afterwards. But Rav Nachman says, Al iskei goy u'moygog hoyu misnabim. They were having Nevuah about Gog and Magog. Not about events of their own generation. Not about the Midbar. They were granted a vision of Acharis HaYamim, the end of days. Targum Yonasan and Uziel described this Nevuah in striking details. He explained that in the end of days, a king will raise from the land of Magog. He will gather around himself kings, rulers, and powerful kingdoms, all clothed in armor. And the nations of the world will follow his call. This king will wage war in Eretz Yisrael against the Bnei Galus, who have returned to their land, to Eretz Yisrael. And it's very interesting that Targum Yonasan ben Uziel refers to the Bnei Yisrael as Bnei Galus, even after coming back and living in Eretz Yisrael. They were still referred as Bnei Galus. That's interesting. And during this period of great distress for Klal Yisrael, an event called Kiris Atimus will occur. I'm not so sure what it means, but it will cause a few things. All of those nations will perish through the burning by flames that will emerge from beneath the Kisei HaKavod, and their bodies will be fallen upon the mountains of Eretz Yisrael. And the animals of the field and the birds of the sky will all come and eat their bodies of those fallen armies of Magog. And immediately afterwards, Techiyas HaMeisim will take place in Eretz Yisrael. And all of Klal Yisrael will receive the reward that had been hidden away and preserved for them since the beginning of creation. Targum Yonasan concludes by explaining why Eldad and Medad was zoiche to such a big nevuah. Why were they granted such a nevuah of Gog and Magog, of Acharis HaYamim? You know why? Because they humbled themselves. Because they conducted themselves with genuine anava. Because they did not seek power or position or honor. And perhaps that is one of the most grateful lessons we can learn from this parsha. We live in a world where people chase recognition, titles, and prestige. But Eldad and Medad teach us a very different path. The path to true greatness begins with humility. And when a person runs after kavod often escapes him. But when a person runs away from kavod, for the sake of Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself will bestow greatness upon him. And the very men who said they weren't worthy of being among the 70 Zekeinim were elevated beyond all 70. They got lifelong Nevuah. They got a glimpse into Acharis HaYamim. They got to see Gog u'Magog, the ultimate victory of Hashem, Techiyas HaMeisim, and the eternal reward awaiting for Klal Yisrael. Never underestimate the power of true humility. Sometimes the person who appears simple and unnoticed is actually a giant. And sometimes those who consider themselves the least worthy are the very ones who HaKadosh Baruch Hu chosen to reveal the greatest secrets to.